Hello, my name is Brandon Beck, a member of Homemade Delights. Today, we are diving into a controversial intersection of economics and medicine. We are asking if dynamic pricing models belong in mental health care. What is dynamic pricing? To understand the stakes, we must define the term. Dynamic pricing is the practice of varying the price for a product or service to reflect changing market conditions. This usually means charging a higher price at a time of greater demand. While this concept might sound technical, you have likely experienced it already, and the implications for patient care are massive. This model is currently applied to almost every market, often with the help of sophisticated algorithms. In the airline industry, we see this constantly, where a seat on a Tuesday morning might cost $200, while that same seat on a Friday evening spikes to $600. This actually improves overall accessibility for budget travelers who can engage with the market when demand is low. We also see this in rideshare apps like Uber, where surge pricing multipliers of 2.5 times or higher kick in during rush hour. This model can also liberate many industries, such as gas companies, from the race to the bottom of undercutting each other. Because the price changes can be immediate, automated systems often match competitor price hikes rather than competing for the lower rate, leaving prices higher for the average customer. The question is, which model will mental health care follow? With the recent surge in AI innovation, the algorithms behind dynamic pricing have become incredibly advanced, capable of processing millions of data points to predict human behavior and maximize revenue. But now, this technology is knocking on the door of therapist offices. Although its effect on mental health care is vaguely explored, a fierce debate is forming. We need to determine if this is truly beneficial to patients or simply a new method to boost corporate profits. Let's look at the data and the arguments. To begin, we must look at the potential positives. The first major argument is improved access. Current industry data shows the average cost of a therapy session without insurance is roughly $143. This high cost is a massive barrier, contributing to the fact that 1 in 4 Americans who need mental health care cannot get treatment purely due to financial constraints. By utilizing algorithms to drop that price to perhaps $75 for appointments during off-peak hours like midday Tuesday, we can help more people afford care. This is vital for the 5 million adults with mental illness who remain uninsured, providing them a financial entry point that simply did not exist before. The second benefit is increased sustainability for the providers. Many private mental health clinics operate on thin profit margins, sometimes less than 5%. Dynamic pricing allows for higher revenue during peak demand hours, such as evenings and weekends. If a clinic can charge a premium of 20% for a prime Saturday slot, that extra capital helps practices reinvest their facilities, pay their staff competitive wages, and ultimately thrive. If a clinic goes out of business due to rising overhead, it cannot help anyone. This model could ensure they stay open to serve the community. Thirdly, this system leads to optimized resources. Currently, client demand is lopsided. Everyone wants the 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. slot after work. This creates massive wait lists of over 3.5 million Americans, sometimes spanning weeks or months, while 10 a.m. slots sit empty. Dynamic pricing balances client demand across the day. By attaching a premium to the evening slots, clients who are price sensitive will voluntarily move to earlier times to save money. This naturally reduces wait times at peak hours for those who truly need them and cannot move their schedules, ensuring that valuable provider time isn't wasted. Furthermore, this technology allows for a systematic sliding scale. Traditional sliding scales based on income can be arbitrary and rely on uncomfortable conversations about money between a doctor and patient. Dynamic algorithms allow for data-driven financial assistance, with 93% of behavioral health workers experiencing burnout. Automating this administrative task removes a massive burden. The system can assess market rates and financial need data simultaneously to generate a fair price. This automates the process of helping those in need without placing the administrative burden on the therapist, ensuring that discounts are applied mathematically and fairly. Finally, dynamic pricing can lead to reduced no-shows. One of the biggest drains on a mental health practice is when a client skips an appointment. In some case studies, implementing better scheduling systems dropped no-show rates from 52% down to 18%. If there are valuable fees for high-demand slots, it incentivizes appointment commitment. When a patient pays a premium for a highly coveted time, they are statistically much less likely to skip the session. This ensures that the therapist's time is actually used to provide care rather than staring at an empty chair. On the other hand, the arguments against this practice are deeply rooted in ethics. The first major issue is unfair perception. Surveys indicate that consumer trust in AI-generated health information is already low, with this trust jumping to over 30% among younger generations. Clients may feel exploited if they find out they pay more than others for the same essential service. Unlike a plain seat, therapy is a relationship built on trust. If a patient A discovers that patient B pays 50% less for the same hour of care simply because an algorithm decided it, it breeds resentment. It turns a safe, healing environment into a cold, transactional marketplace. Moreover, the system inevitably creates two-tiered care. It creates unequal access or desirability based on a client's ability to pay. Wealthy clients will secure the most convenient times by paying them peak hour premiums, leaving lower-income clients to scramble for inconvenient hours during the workday. This mirrors broader societal inequalities. Mental health care should work to reduce the gap between the rich and poor, not reinforce it through scheduling algorithms that favor the highest bidder. A third significant problem is confusion and distrust. Therapy requires stability and routine. Research shows that patients with higher financial distress are more likely to drop out of treatment after just one session. Fluctuating prices make budgeting impossible for patients who live paycheck to paycheck. If a patient does not know if their next session will cost $80 or spike to $130 based on demand, the anxiety of paying may outweigh the benefit of the session. This uncertainty erodes client trust, which is the very foundation of the therapeutic alliance. Patients need to know they are safe, not that they are being analyzed by a pricing bot. Additionally, there is the issue of administrative burden. While AI makes this easier, it still requires complex technology and data analysis. Practice management software can cost anywhere from $50 to over $200 per month per provider. This strains small independent practices that do not have IT departments or the budget for expensive software platforms. Implementing these systems costs money and time. It creates a barrier to entry for private practitioners who want to focus on people, not complex pricing models, potentially driving smaller therapists out of the market in favor of large corporate chains. Finally, and perhaps most disturbingly, is the risk of crisis exploitation. We have seen this fail in the real world. During the 2014 Sydney hostage siege, Uber's automated algorithms detected a spike in demand and quadrupled prices. In healthcare, this means prices could theoretically spike during local or major mental health crises. Imagine a scenario where a school shooting or a natural disaster occurs in a community. Demand for grief counseling would skyrocket immediately. An automated, emotionless algorithm would respond to this demand spike by raising prices, effectively surging pricing grief and profiting off a tragedy. This is a moral line that medicine should never cross. In conclusion, applying dynamic pricing to mental health care is a dangerous proposition. While the economic arguments for sustainability and resource optimization make sense on a spreadsheet, potentially saving clinics money and reducing wait times, they fail to account for the human element of medicine. Therapy is not a plane ticket or a gallon of gas. It is a vulnerable, essential service rooted in safety and consistency. The potential for creating a two-tiered system where the wealthy get the best slots, and the horrifying possibility of algorithmic surge pricing during community crisis suggests that the risks simply outweigh the rewards. While healthcare innovation is necessary, it should never come at the cost of the patient's trust or dignity. Therefore, dynamic pricing should likely remain in the commercial sector and stay out of the therapist's office. What do you think? The sources used for this analysis are listed on the screen. Homemade Delights is a student-led project aimed at spreading mental health awareness and making support as accessible as possible. Support us by donating, following, or even just liking this post. Thank you for watching.